Hi everyone. Today we are going to see the reading task. So overall 40 questions will be there. Read the paragraphs clearly and highlight the keywords. Today our target is 8 minutes for 8 questions. So read the paragraph 5 minutes. We need to improve our skill in finding of the right answer in right time. Today we are going to do a reading task. So today our topic is tackling obesity in the Western world reading. So here we have paragraphs here, that is A to H. Okay, so A to H, and we have questions here, that is list of headings to 11 is mentioned here, and we need to match the answers with these questions. What paragraph should match the answers? We have to correlate with this headings, and we have to mark the answers. Okay, so we'll start with the paragraph A. Okay, so we need to focus on the question so that we can able to match while reading the paragraph. Okay, obesity, hidden dangers, like that we have to give one glance and then we have to move on to the paragraph. Obesity is a huge problem in many Western countries and the one which now attracts a considerable medical interest as researchers take up the challenge to find a cure for the common condition of being seriously overweight. However, rather than take responsibility for the overweight, obese people have often sought solace in the excuse that they have a slow metabolism, a genetic hiccup which sentences more than of the Australian population. So the ratio is mentioned here. To a life of battling with it weight, the argument. So we need to point the word the argument. The argument goes like this. It doesn't matter how they little eat, they gain weight. How they little eat, they gain weight because their bodies break down the food and turn into energy more slowly than so-called normal metabolic rate. So we need to find the keywords. So obesity and hidden proof of truth. Our reason, no known treatment, rodent research, very common complaint, shifting the blame. So they are shifting blame. Their argument will be how little they eat, they gain weight. So we have to mark the blame, shifting the blame. So we need to mark the answer. Paragraph A, shifting the blame. So moving to next paragraph. This is nonsense, says Dr. Susan Shep. So actually in normal paragraphs we need to mark the keywords, that is author name, who states this, like that. But here we didn't get the author name at all. So we no need to focus on that. Okay, so we'll move on to the statement. From the Dunn Nutrition Unit at Cambridge in England, despite the persistence of this metabolism myth, science has known for several years that the exact opposite in fact true. Fat people have faster metabolism, okay, than thin people. And what is very clear, says Dr. Jebb, is that overweight people actually burn off more energy. They have more cells, bigger hearts, bigger lungs, and they all need more energy just to keep going. Okay, so we need to point this answer. That is more cells, bigger hearts, and bigger lungs. Okay, so we need to find the keywords. With animals, obesity and hidden truth, proof or truth, new origin, known in treatment. Expert explains energy requirements. They speak about the energy requirements here, right? Burn off more energy. So we need to point this. Paragraph B, 7, 1, 2. Okay. And then moving to next paragraph, we took only one night spent in a sealed room at the Dunn unit, disabused one of the patients of the beliefs of a lifetime. Her metabolism was fast. Not slow. By sealing the room and measuring the exact amount of oxygen she used, researchers were able to show that her metabolism was not the culprit. Okay, so it was not the answer she expected, probably that one she wanted, but she took the news philosophically. Okay, so we need to mark, that is they identify the truth, right? So for the keywords it's given proof of truth is here. So we need to mark the answer for number 3, numerical number 3. Okay, so moving to the next paragraph. Although the metabolism myth has been completely discovered, since science has far from of the world leading obesity researchers, genetic professor Stephen Rafley goes so far as to say we are on the threshold of a complete change in the way we viewed not only morbid obesity but also everyday overweight. Raleigh groundbreaking work in Cambridge has proven that obesity can caused by our genes. This is the keyword. And these people are not weak-willed and slothful or lazy, says Professor Raleigh. They make a medical condition due to a genetic defect, and that causes them to be obese. Okay, so we need to correlate with the genes. That is, in the new way they founded something, right? So obese animals is not the hidden dangers, is not the truth already we marked. So news perspective of the horizon will be the answer. Okay, so we are marking for paragraph D, news perspective. Okay, fourth. Okay, marked. Okay, so moving to next paragraph. In Australia, the University of Sydney professors and Catterson says, while major genetic defects may be rare, in Australia it's rare, and many people probably have minor genetic variations that combine to dictate the weight and are responsible for things how we eat, and the amount of exercise we do and the amount of energy we need. And when you add up all these little exercise we do and all these little variations, the result is that some people are genetically predisposed to putting on weight. He says, while the fast or slow metabolism debate may have been settled, that doesn't mean some other subtle changes in the metabolism. Okay, fast and slow metabolism, actually we need to mark this word. And what we found in overweight, because it is the effective way for vast majority of overweight and obese people to lose weight is a change of diet and increase in exercise. Okay, change of diet and increase in exercise. So they are modifying the obese people into change of diet and increase in exercise. So looking the keywords, that is a list of headings, I think it will match. That is life's change. They are giving changes, right? They are changing the diet, they are giving some exercises. So lifestyle changes required despite new findings. So we need to mark this. That is for paragraph 5. We mark 11 numerical number. Okay, 11. And then we moving to next paragraph. That is, despite $500 million a year Australians spend trying to lose weight, and $830 million it costs a community in healthcare. Obesity is epidemic proportions here, as it is in all Western nations. Until recently, research and the treatment for obesity had concentrated on behavioral modifications. We need to know this behavioral modification, drugs to decrease your appetite, and surgery. How the drugs worked was often not understood, and many cause severe side effects and even death in some patients. Surgery for obesity has also claimed for many lives. Okay, so for this we need to, there are so many cautious is there, right? So we need to link the words hidden dangers. Yes, we got the answer for sixth paragraph F. So we need to mark Roman number 2. Okay, and moving to next paragraph. It has long been known that a part of the brain called the hypothalamus is responsible for regulating hunger. Hypothalamus is responsible for regulating hunger among the other things. But it was not until 1994 that Professor Jeffrey Friedman from Rocket University in the US sent science in a new direction by studying the obese mouse. So they are experimenting obese mouse. Professor Friedman found that unlike his twin brothers, the fat mouse did not produce a hetero-unknown hormone called leptin. Okay, called leptin. Manufactured by the fat cells, leptin act as a messenger. So leptin acting as a messenger that will be sending signals to the hypothalamus to turn off the appetite. Okay, so it's just preventing. And previously, the fat cells were thought to be responsible simply for storing the fat. Professor Friedman gave the fat mouse leptin, and it lost 30% of body weight in 2 weeks. Okay, so they have found it. So with that restriction, so in paragraph G, so we have to relate with this answer. Research they have done, rodent research. Okay, so we need to mark this answer. Rodent research leads the way. So I am marking Roman number 6. Okay, for paragraph G. And last paragraph. On the other side of Atlantic, Professor Raleigh read about his research with great excitement. For many months, Two blood samples are laid in the bottom of the freezer, taken from two extremely obese young cousins. He hired a doctor to develop a test for leptin. Test for leptin in human blood, which eventually resulted in the discovery that neither of the children's blood contained the hormone. When one cousin was given leptin, and she lost a stone in the weight, okay, she reduced weight. And Professor Raleigh made medical history. Here was the first proof that genetic defect could cause obesity in humans, but leptin deficiency turns out to be an extremely rare condition, and there is a lot more research to be done before the magic cure for obesity is ever found. Okay, so for this we have to correlate with the answer. Correlate with the answer for 8th paragraph, that is H. We have to search. So that is a very uncommon complaint. So I am marking it as a very uncommon complaint. Okay, so this is the answer. So we done with this 8 questions in approximately 10 to 11 minutes. Okay, so like that we have to find the answer. While reading the before reading the paragraph, you have to look after the questions and the hints we have to go through, so that you can able to correlate with the paragraphs. While reading itself, you will get the find out the answer, and then you can easily mark out the answer. So this is the easy way to follow. Okay, thank you. We'll see you in next reading task. Thank you.